stage, and boy oh boy is that the really exciting time, as you see right there. First place seed versus a third place seed, second versus second, and then third versus first in the other group. So that's going to be a best out of 5 death match. We'll cover every single one of those here on Hogcast, and a trip to DreamHack to Jönköping, Sweden will be on the line when those teams are playing in those deathmatch stages. So this is going to be an epic event. It really is. That leads up into another great event, of course, at DreamHack Winter 2013. So with that said, in the bracket stage here, looking through some matchups that we had here in the round of 32, we actually had a couple of pretty decent ones. I mean, obviously you got all the top name teams: Lions, Team SR, Internet Gangsters, Team Excellent, Justice League, so on and so on. But you have these teams that are just under that top tier, such as these two teams right here. We have Happy Five Friends going up against The Law. Judge Dredd fans over here on the Hellborn side know about The Law. You might recognize these guys. They were formerly known as RPTM. Understandably, they decided to go for the name change, and it is good to see that the previous name wasn't necessarily the best. Anyways, they are now known as The Law, and that's much better, all tagged up and everything. So that's good to see over here. So again, you look at their roster, definitely some recognizable players over there. Happy Five Friends, also some recognizable players, especially with Catlomain. Now, the situation with them, of course, they're most famously known right now on the competitive scene as defeating Stay Green in one game. I mean, doesn't that tell you something? When a team can definitely get some attention by defeating a team like Stay Green in one game. But that they did, of course, the previous cycle leading into the next time. And in fact, I'm actually checking right now in bracket 5. I forget how they shaped up. Okay, it actually looks like they got knocked out by Masked Muchachos in Cycle 5. So they're going to be bounced back down to the Gold Division now after Cycle 5. But anyways, hey, they're playing for a spot at DreamHack here. Anything can happen, right? Anything can happen on any given Sunday, or in this case, what is really a Saturday. So with that said, here we are moving along with the drafting stage. If you haven't noticed by now, I'm going to be doing a solo cast. Obviously, a lot of the pro players, pretty much all the pro players, are definitely taken up by the matches here as far as qualifying. And then right after this, again, we go into Han Tour, wrapping up Han Tour Cycle 5. Speaking of that, and oh my god, what a day we have ahead of us. So obviously we got this round of 32 here. For Cycle 5, there's only 2 matches going to be happening. We're going to be covering both of them. As a result, the winner bracket finals actually was played yesterday. It just so happened. It got rescheduled to yesterday. Internet Gangsters versus Lions, of course. And Lion Esports Club, from my understanding, defeated them 2-1 in what turned out to be a pretty epic best of 3 series. So Lions is going to be waiting in the grand finals again. In the losers bracket, you actually have Stay Green is going to be, or excuse me, it's actually going to be, what is it? Now I should double check on that real quickly. It's going to be TMSR versus Team Excellent first. The winner of that will then move on to play Stay Green in the losers bracket. We'll be covering both of those matchups, of course, today after these qualifiers. So we got a triple header coming at you both today and tomorrow, with that said, here on Honcast. I mean, what a crazy couple of days it's going to be. Again, I wasn't lying when I said we got some fun Heroes of New Earth, with that said. So, again, I really am excited to be here, and I'm sure you can tell in the tone of my voice that is simply the case. So let's move on. Let's move on to the actual game itself now, with that said, as we are here with of course, these two teams. Again, this is the single elimination point still, so you lose here, you're done with the qualifiers. You win, you still have that chance to finish top 8 in the bracket stages and move on to the group stages. So how are things moving along? Enough of the rambling on now. Let's take a closer look. We had Ophelia, Keeper, Parasite, and Engineer being banned. Prisoner going to be picked up first, followed by Scout, Master of Arms, Glacius, Tempest, and Rally. Another thing to note, actually, and with me being out, it's actually, I apologize if I'm not noticing these things right off the bat. Obviously, with me being gone this week, this big patch hitting, not only did it have Samuel Jackson, not only did it have the greatest invention ever in Plinko, but it also did have quite a bit of balance changes with heroes. So I'll do my best to kind of keep that in mind. And, you look through these heroes, I mean, quite a bit happened with this patch as far as buffs and nerfs to specific heroes. So definitely going to try to keep that in mind as well in terms of heroes that are being picked up. Speaking of Prisoner, you do see his Shackled as well as his Prison Break actually took a couple of nerfs right there, as well as the Target Closest activation has even been removed for him. So that's going to be interesting to see, what kind of impacts such as that as well as other ones have. Anyways, advancing along here, As far as those picks go, the next tier bands, we had Warbeast, Wretched Hag, Sandwraith, Arachna, Predator, and Lodestone. And then there's that Tempest, followed by the Pebbles. Pestilence going to be the final pick coming out here from Happy Five Friends. And I am still on just screen. I apologize. Let's get that pick screen up here right here. All right, anyways. Happy Five Friends over here. That is how they're going to finish. So definitely working on the minus armor. A lot of physical presence over here on the Legion side. You got Pestilence, Master of Arms, of course. Prisoner, all about the physical. You even got Wild Soul, and a lot. Barrel will be doing plenty of physical damage as the game picks up, on top of that mock damage, of course, coming out from him. So you look at the lineup here from Happy Five Friends now. So gonna kind of go a little bit old school here to an extent. Gonna be running that Suicide Wild Soul more than likely once again. It's been a while since we've seen a Suicide Wild Soul. But again, with this balance, with these balances happening in this latest patch, definitely some heroes taking some nerfs. Let me actually double check on that with did Lodestone get hit once again? No, he did not. He did not actually get hit once again. But of course, he got that previous nerf. Wild Soul, definitely still a sound hero. He's a good carry option for the end as far as picking up in that later on. So, and you also look at that Pestilence pickup. You notice the Scout pick over here by the Law. Scout, of course, he definitely can be quite annoying, but against the Pestilence, when you have that Swarm on him, obviously get that good vision on him. Now, he still gets the booster movement speed, so still might not be guaranteed kills by any means, but it will make him a little less annoying in terms of in those fights. You get that Swarm on him, and it becomes difficult to deal with. But yeah, a lot of physical presence is really the biggest thing that stands out to me over here on Happy Five Friends lineup. As far as the Hellborn side is concerned, you look at what they're dealing with. They ended up with Rally Glacius, Torturer, Scout, and Pebbles. Their final pick was actually that Torture right there, when it's all said and done. So it looks like what could possibly actually be an aggressive tri-lane coming out here by the Law would not surprise me, especially with the makeup that they have. But we'll see what they ultimately decide to go with here. Could easily be a 2-2-1 kind of setup as well when you look at it. So we'll see what they obviously decide to run in the end, as far as both teams for that matter. I think our Legion team is a little more self-explanatory, although it is actually, what are they going to do with the Prisoner and the Pestilence? Who's going to be in that short? Looks like Joke Shot is possibly going to be in that short lane by himself, and they got the Master Prisoner middle. And then, Wild Soul going to be that Suicide. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. I mean, obviously, with Prisoner, you want to be able to synergize with another hero. And a Master of Arms a grade 4 that not only has a single target stun for whoever you pull in, but on top of that, lays down the goo. And again, Prisoner especially all about that physical presence. So, makes sense right there as far as the synergy is concerned. And again, Short Lane Pestilence, that is kind of an interesting pickup to go with as your carry of choice. When he first received those buffs, I believe it was that Runic Shift patch. It definitely has been a while now. But when he did receive those buffs, there was a lot of attention drawn to him for good reason. I still think he's definitely considered, he is a very powerful hero. And he has kind of died off ever since that initial phase where he was being picked up quite a bit, but I want to say even TMSR was known for maybe running him in that short lane every now and then and trying to use him in that carry. It seemed like it didn't work out the best in the end most of the time. He's not necessarily that carry, that hard carry compared to other heroes, but at the same time, they're not really relying on him to be that. The more I'm thinking about it, they got the Wild Soul backup plan, so the fact that he's going to get the early farm, ideally try to get that early on portal key, the Shrunken Head combination, allow him to be that strong initiator, and then let Wild Soul, of course, take over the farm and be that carry presence. So I'm sure that's going to be the name of the game here for our Legion team. And actually off the bat, you see Master of Arms. He's going to be heading to the bottom lane initially. So going to be starting out with the Prisoner solo mid. Not sure about that. Maybe if anything, it's just Master of Arms. Going to try to box out Scout, but you see what Scout's doing right here. Jarl Lungen being annoying. He actually did not go the Electric Eye first. He was going to go the Vanish. Wanted to be able to get that pull off effectively. You see the Electric Eye wasn't necessary, though. Look at the wards here. The wards placed by the Law. 4 of the 5 camps are blocked. So Plasma Rave right here. Plasma Rave on Tempest. He is going to have a very, very difficult time, to say the least. His only camp is the yellow camp. If you're Tempest here, yeah, he's going to stack it right off the bat. But if you're Tempest here... and you see the couriers and the ground couriers still, it is. There are no rev wards coming out. We've talked about this before. I forget specifically who brought it up, but you know, the idea that if you're that jungler, do not invest all your gold right away. You know, wait a little bit to make sure in case you need a red for it, in case you need to upgrade the courier or whatever to be able to counter. Then once you're certain that that isn't the case, then go ahead and buy your other items. But here you see, now they do have a red board actually on Master of Arms, but he has still yet to place it. Now he could get a triple whammy even. Holy crap. This is actually a very risky trio ward placement here by the Hellborn side. If Matt, oh, what? He actually put it in the lane, though. Oh, no. He put it in the lane. You know, I guess he's trying to counter the scout and go for a kill on him, but I don't know about that. Your Tempest is having a hell of a time. In fact, actually, Master of Arms may be having a hell of a time right here. He's going to throw the charge shot out. He should be fine. Torture and Rally are roaming over. I'm not sure about that either. I mean, if they got a kill, definitely worth it, but this opens up a lot of free farm now for Johnny G. Playing the Prisoner, I'm sure, isn't off to the best start as you look at the laning situation. So he is going to pull in Rally right here, but of course Rally, he's not too concerned, even with that Shackle coming out. Not nearly enough damage threat by Prisoner by himself to make him worry too much. So he is going to be fine in the long run. Now, but again, this Tempest, he is, and the Electric Eye was just played. So he is basically getting nothing at this point in this jungle. So yeah, this is an awkward start here, especially for Tempest and this Legion side. And I do not agree at all with the Master of Arms choice to, I mean, again, they could have got a triple whammy right here if he placed it right in the middle. Those would have been all 3 counter. Now, these Rev Wards are going to be wearing out here. Actually, just before the 3-minute mark, no, this one's still going to last. So at least this camp will spawn now for Tempest. But he is already so far behind as far as the start is concerned. And then on top of that, again, you're constantly dealing with the Scout who can continue to block, of course, as the game picks up. So a very, very, annoying start here for Tempest. But, what's done is done. Plasma Rave going to do his best to recover. You know, with that said, too, Master of Arms, he spent a lot of time at the bottom lane. It seems like Scout was still able to get some decent levels. I mean, Pestilence, sure, he is 15-5, looking like a strong start for him, as you would expect. But you look at this right here. Scout, again, this is just another reason why it's annoying. But meanwhile, back in the middle lane, pull those kill perhaps. Master of Arms in trouble. Master of Arms going to fall. It looks like Prisoner. That wasn't even Shackle. That was just initiation right there between Rally and Torture. And they end up picking off Master of Arms, who's still level 1. Not in the best spot. And you see right here, again, we had to go away from it, but I assume Scout open. He stole the Minotaur, and now he puts the Electric Eye down. In fact, yeah, he was at 6 creep kills, so now he's at 7. So yeah, he definitely stole the Minotaur right there. And now Tempest is like, are you kidding me? You are making my life a living hell. But ladies and gentlemen, guess what? That's what happens when you play against a Scout. That's what happens when you're not prepared to counter ward the warding situation. And the law just simply, they did that as you would expect, frankly, especially in a 2-2-1 against a jungle. And hell, it's paying off dividends big time, big time. I mean, that's going to be a huge start. Obviously, the Bloodlust kill in the middle lane, another big thing. And then quietly up here at the top lane, Wazo playing the Pebbles. He's having a decent time. I mean, it's not taking off like skyrocketing by any means, but, he's having a good time, obviously. Again, against Wild, so of course with the Bear Pull, that can be annoying. But in the end, he is getting the job done. So, with that said, by the way, Waza was told to inform the community that he is a ringer for Sequence here, at least today for the Law. So he is not part of their main 5-man roster. Of course, Sequence usually is, but I guess he wasn't able to make it today, so Wazo is stepping in as that 5th man. Don't know anything about him, so that's the best I got on him, but at least a little bit of information there as far as who the hell he is. Wild's on the meantime at the top lane. Hasted Torture coming in right here. Booba's going to be respawned, but this is not going to matter. Pebbles initiates further. And speaking of Wazo, he'll take that kill on a Wild Soul. You see, good job by Glacius as well, absorbing the tower damage in the last second, allowing him to get the health pushing off. He's going to be fine. Prisoner now at the Ancients. Johnny G, he is in trouble. Can he actually get away right here? Oh, stunned there on a rally. Master of Arms doing what he can. You see trying to make the juke of the century. Ain't gonna happen though. Oh, this start here for the Legion side. For Happy Five friends, they ain't so happy here. This is not a beautiful start whatsoever for them. It is, however, for the Law, and they're deserving it. They're playing this very well as far as this start is concerned. Again, a trip to DreamHack Winter 2013 ultimately is going to be on the line here in this qualifying event. So, pretty damn important, if I say so myself. Now, I will say as well, speaking of the qualifiers, of course, 3 teams going to end up qualifying from this event. Master of Arms in the meantime in the middle lane. He gets initiated on Seismic Slam. Up the I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, they get the kill right there. Pretty much all Rally, obviously Torture help. Torture actually going to fall right there as they're a diving prisoner. But they also, as you saw, pick up the double tap. Panny actually picking up the double tap so on Torture. So he's not really too concerned about that death when it's all said and done. But the point that I was getting to, 3 teams, of course, going to qualify for this qualifier. And then there's actually going to be 2 more teams that qualify in a Swedish-only qualifying event. Of course, being the DreamHack event. It is actually ran by DreamHack this time, in case if you missed the podcast and the launching information on that, you haven't read up on it. It is an official DreamHack event this time around, so they're the ones taking care of it and everything as far as the format, as far as your organization, which is definitely a great thing. And you know, so they got their format, and, you know, as a result, they got a couple Swedish teams that are going to be qualifying as well. So you got teams like, again, I'm pretty sure the law, well, obviously, Panny is not. You know, it's going to be interesting to see whichever teams do not qualify from this, you know, go to qualify in those Swedish qualifiers. Rally, in the meantime, in the middle lane. Can he actually get away? He can. That's Rally for you. Even against the shackles, they eventually wear off, and he's able to get away right there with the compel. So well played, coming out by Biver? I think it's Biver. We've been over this. Anyways, Torture and Glacier in the meantime on the uphill. Oh, Wild Soul Calaman's going to run right into the trap. He's going to be bursted down. He's not even level 6 yet. And if you're happy, 5 friends here again, I feel like I'm going to be saying this a lot, but they ain't so happy. They ain't so happy today so far as this game is concerned, at least. This is not the start they were looking for whatsoever, and this whole laning stage as a whole is just going completely out of hand. I mean, it really did start with the blocking of the jungle. You know, the idea that they weren't really too concerned about countering that. The Rev Board used in the lane rather than the jungle to counter. Temp is a slow start. This middle matchup, Master Rom's under-leveled. He spent too much time at the bottom. Middle matchup, Rally and Torture got ahead. They took advantage. They got the initial kill on a Master, and it's just kind of snowballed since then. Because even, again, in the back of your mind, you're also thinking about, okay, you look at the other lanes, but then there's Pebbles up here. He's level 7. His GPM honestly isn't taken off, which I'm a little bit surprised at. I mean, he's basically had absolute free farm at this top lane. So I don't know if he's just been missing some creep kills here and there. Again, against a Wild, so it could definitely be annoying, so that is understandable. But he is doing great at the same time. Prisoner's going to be gone, and this is what happens. There's a lot of lockdown here on this Hellborn side. Torture, Glacius, Rally, Pebbles, all bring some great lockdown to the table. Obviously, Scout, not maybe as much, but still, you don't need every single hero to be doing that. And Scout's your actually worst farm of your team. He's only farming 167 gold per minute. He is level 6, so he's your suicide scout, so kind of expected. Glacius and Torture having actually pretty decent times. And then again, Rally leading the way. Now, Pestilence, speaking of decent farm, Joke Shot, he's doing his darnest. He's got his steam boots. At this rate, I feel like he's just going to go straight into that portal key. Not even going and kind of build up outside of the ring of teacher that he has. And, you know, I can't blame him. The way this game is going, I mean, you need that impact item to make something happen here, as far as this game is concerned. So, yeah, this is just not the start that you're looking for. But because of how things are going, get that early on portal key, try to make something, try to get a couple of kills with it, try to slow things down for that Wild Soul, and get back in the game. Now you spin the Wild Soul back there. Yeah, I'm going to push the bottom tower. Middle lane action. Prisoner picks up a kill, but at what cost right here? Master of Farms, Marksman shot going to go off. He will fall right there. Prisoner going to try to make them pay, but just not going to happen in the end. So at least Prisoner able to pick up a counter. And they're going to keep pushing the bottom lane, and that could very likely be a secondary tower, actually. Doesn't look like the Law is too interested in defending. They're actually collapsing on the middle lane. And I don't know about this decision. If they're going to kill here, maybe. But will they get a kill? Prisoner being gone. Yes, they will. The seismic slam, too powerful. Bottom tower and vulnerability. It is going to end up falling, though, in the Legion's favor. So, you know, even with the deaths there in the middle lane on Happy 5 friends, the way, because of how this game's going, they've been down so far in the laning phase, I think they're actually pretty damn happy after when it's all said and done. And that goes back to the Law, their decision to invest those resources, invest that time instead of in ganking the middle lane rather than protecting that secondary tower at the bottom side. And now you got a Wild Soul. You know, you give him a little bit of farming room. He gets the Ghost Marchers here on his boo-boo, so he's still trying to hit that level 6 mark. Even Pestilence runs into trouble. He got that portal key. He runs into the lockdown, though, and he falls. That is not good. That's not what you need. So it gets that early portal key. That's what we're talking about, the impact item. And unfortunately dies with it. Now you look at Tempest. Right? This is a level 4 Tempest. We're almost 11 minutes into this game. Plasma Rave is not liking life. He is going to be, oh my god, he might actually live. Marksman shot is ready, so yeah, never mind. Final auto attack. Marksman shot not even needed. So Yeah, just when there's maybe a little bit of sign of life there, signs of hope coming out by the Legion side, all of a sudden it is just fought off by the Law. And that just adds insult to injury. Wild Soul's picked up as well. And I think that sexy announcer just said it best right there. It is indeed a massacre coming out in favor of the Law. So here we are in game number 1. And it's looking like this could be a fairly quick game number 1 victory. Pending some happy 5 friends making some crazy comeback here. As far as this first game is concerned, again, you look at the draft, I don't think they got out-drafted hardcore necessarily. It's just the laning phase. You just look back at the laning phase. It's the way it was laned. Their cans were completely blocked. They did nothing to attempt to counter that, let alone to – what I mean by that, obviously, from protecting the jungle from the very beginning to even countering it once it was happened, it was very evident that it happened off the bat. And then just with the Master of Arms, his decision-making to go from the bottom. In the middle, he was still level 1 for the longest time. Now in the middle lane, Rally, he might be in a little bit of trouble. The minus opportunity. Oh, the stun from Pestilence, but he mistimed that. I don't know. He just did a portal key in time. Anyways, they're going to collapse right here. Wild Soul goes down there. They get the kill on the Rally. Can they get more is the question. Pestilence is chasing. He has an impale. He is going to find Torture right here. Puts in the auto attacks. Torture pretty damn tanky. Not tanking up with that Astral Leg. Glacius now in some trouble. Pebbles going for the counter kill. He gets the one in a Tempest. But now Pebbles, he needs to be careful. He has his portal key himself, but no mana anymore as Pestilence is chaining with the flag. Can he get a gore proc maybe? Can he get a gore proc? The fork lightning slow. No gore proc. The marksman shot to finish out Pestilence. They will take out Pebbles with Prisoner, but Pestilence falls. So the aggressive play once again coming out by the Law is continuing to be in their favor. They now have 16 hero kills as we are only approaching 13 minutes into this game. Holy crap. Holy crap. We do see Scout right here. He is, speaking of that kill that he just got, his farm, is jumping up, 240 gold per minute. Johnny G at least able to deny that middle tower, so taking out some extra resource opportunity there by the Hellborn side, and hey, something is anything. Does that make any sense? No, it doesn't. I don't know. It's better than nothing, I guess was more so what I was trying to say right there. Yeah, Wild Soul Star, this is most certainly a hero that can and will recover if you give them time, but is this bear even up right now? Where is this bear? It's still on cooldown for 12 seconds. Yeah, his bear's not even up right now, actually. So he's waiting for his bear to respawn. That's just the worst. That's the worst thing ever on a Wild Soul, especially this early on where you're trying to recover in your farm. That'll just really set you back even further. Now, they do dump Torture. Torture gun with that Astral Leg. He will get pulled in right there by Prisoner, and he is eventually going to be picked off. So, again, you start the rump, get those ganks. Wild Soul needs to be careful, though. Off to the side, Tempest. The element of Void's going to be used, keeping himself alive a little bit longer. Will it buy time for some response? Master of Arms also picked off. Glacius Nightmare, Impale completely missed. The pull from Prisoner. Prison Break is applied. Glacius is going to end up falling as a result of that. Rally now. He's in trouble. He is shackled currently. He can't compel. He can't compel in a couple of seconds. There we go. It is open now. Will he be fine? I think he will. He's on the run. In fact, he might compel in. No, he's going to portal key away, actually. And to guaranteed safety. Pebbles in the meantime will combo. Wild Soul's helping on. He goes down. And now Prisoner realizing he is in absolute no man's land. And actually, he will get picked up as well by Wazo right there, playing the Pebbles. So 20-7 hero kill lead. We're now 10 seconds away from that 15-minute mark. I'm just saying. I am just saying. So we'll see if Happy Five Friends, if they try to stick it out here. I mean, that was an Elemental Void even used right there. As soon as Tempest hits level 6, he manages to find an opportunity to try to use it. But it got stopped eventually. Really didn't do too much in the end. And you just look at this Hellborn team starting to snowball. I mean, Pebbles now already with the Soul's Power on top of the portal key. You have the Energizer finished on Scout. Rally's got that portal key as we saw that last fight. And it's just looking pretty damn good overall for the Hellborn side. So looks like Happy Five Friends, they are going to try to fight this one out. And again, with the Wild Soul factor, I think that's the one thing that's kind of keeping them in. You know what? Yes, this is a horrendous start, but Wild Soul can most certainly come back for us if we are patient enough. Middle lane, they're going to collapse on the Torture, but is this going to work? I don't know. Prisoner hits some trouble now. He's going to get counted on. He will eventually fall. Soulsborg still on defense, by the way. He actually switches it to offense right there. I think that might have been a mistake, but it doesn't matter. They get the kill on a Prisoner, and they're just going to continue to go. So, yeah, obviously, if you're the Law here, you're just keeping that foot on the pedal. You're just even pressing it harder, as hard as you can here. at this point, because there is absolutely no reason to let up, especially against a Wild Soul, and what is ultimately a pretty passive kind of lineup here on the Legion side. Rally finds Wild Soul by himself. He's level 11 now. He hits level 11. The side picks. Oh, he missed it. He missed it. Just out of range. You hate when that happens. If you're a Rally, you feel like it's going to be the most epic moment ever, then all of a sudden, no life drops. Deep in the Master's Call even put up just in case, but yeah, he definitely whiffed that right there. But now Wild Soul, he's still in trouble. He's trying to get an Entango proc. He wants to be able to TP. There's the Entango proc. Will it buy him enough distance? No, it's definitely not. Marksman shot coming out. Boom, goes the Dynamite. And Jarl Lungen right there will pick off YmeN on the Wild Soul. So another pick-off coming in favor of the Hellborn team as they make their way to the top lane here. See the GPM chart. It's looking pretty damn good once again for a Hellborn side. Yeah, obviously, guys, the DreamHack main event, of course, that is, I believe it's, yeah, November 28th through December 1st, so still a little bit of ways away at this point, about a month and a half. But, of course, these are the qualifiers for that event. See which 3 teams from this specific qualifier are going to eventually move on to the main event at DreamHack Winter 2013. Damn, that is coming up, man. That is coming up, and what a crazy, crazy event that's going to be. Obviously, we got, as always, Haunt Tour continuing. Haunt Tour Cycle 5 here. Going to be continuing later on today. And then the Sound Blaster Heroes League, that other event, I don't even think I mentioned that earlier, but Sound Blaster Heroes League is, I guess, what another kill happens, but it's going to be continuing this week, actually, with the group stages. So, pretty much for the next couple of weeks, I mean, there's just non-stop coverage here on Honcast as far as coverage is concerned, and some great heroes in there with content. So, going to be quite the run here. You know, I definitely enjoyed my vacation, but at the same time, it is good to be back, man. Good to be back, and what a great time with some good heroes in Newerth. Pestilence, he runs into just, well, okay, actually, that might save it, and that might be the turnaround. Will it be enough? Put the break is applied. Scout and Pebbles might be in trouble to get pulled back in. Do they have the follow-up damage? Tempest running in just a second late, though. If he got there a second, look at Scout. He's going to get away with about 30 life. Tempest gets collapsed. Oh, man, if Tempest was there a second earlier, that would have been an ultimate. That would have been 2 kills, and he probably wouldn't have died there in the end. Oh, geez, that hurts. That just hurts. 24-7 hero kill lead now in favor of the Hellborn team. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. So, again, signs of life here on the Legion side. Wild Soul still just, I don't even know if he's been over 200 gold per minute yet, as far as he's concerned. What is that? What was that thing over his head, by the way? Is that like is that a buff thing? Is that when he uses Wild? Is that new? I don't know have I just always missed that, or was that just added? Anyways. Almost like a for the horde thing.
The Hellborn takes down a Legion tower.
Tower falls right there. In favor of the Hellborn team. Biber. He's going to TP to the middle lane, and, well, you see what happens. Pestilence gets picked off. Joke shot. Just was not ready for that. Master of Farms, he is level 6, of course, but he is going to be open right here. He does not have his Master's Call currently. Tempest going to assist. But Pebble's actually going to jump Tempest now, and you see Tempest just drop. His farm again, just obviously struggling. He's still only level 7. You know, if you're happy 5 friends here, I think it's definitely getting very quickly to that point of why bang our heads against a wall? Is it really worth sticking into this game? And should we move on to game number 2? But I keep reminding myself, as I'm sure they do have Wild Soul. Yes, he's 2-7 and still yet to be over 200 gold per minute even, but they do have Wild Soul, and they're banking on that. So I guess, you know, for that logic, they are going to stick in here, but boy, oh boy, as long as the law just keeps up the pressure, which 26 kills in 20 minutes says they are, I don't know if there's much chance, unfortunately, for the Happy 5 friends to come back in what is a game number 1 here, of course. So, bottom lane going to be pushed in now by the Hellborn side. Actually, top lane, Rally kind of distracted. The secondary tower is being pushed in. They're going to jump Rally right here. Shackles applied. I don't know if this is the smartest move. Wild Soul, unless he gets an entangle. There's the entangle. Will it be enough for the kill? Rally, 2 seconds. It will be enough, and they get the tower kill. Wow, that is a big misplay by the Law. That is a huge misplay. They're not even breaking through the base. They lose Rally at the top lane in 2v1. They had a lot of time to TP in right there. However, they don't have TPs. Oh, man, that is That's a big mistake by the Law. They're really committed right here. If you're happy 5 friends, yeah, you're still pushing. Wildsoul's gonna I don't know why Prisoner's falling back on. Okay, he doesn't have a TP either. What is going on here? He gets delivered his portal key actually, but the Hellborn team finally they're gonna start falling back. They might cut off Prisoner. Yet portal key! Oh man! He gets delivered the portal key and ends up saving his life. You see Scout trying to jump him, but it's not gonna matter. So you know what? Happy 5 friends. Good thing they're sticking into this game because after that, you know, I could definitely a surge of momentum has kind of built up for them, no doubt. I mean, that was a pretty big mistake by the Law right there. Not having the TPs, Rally overcommitting to try to defend by himself, getting picked off, losing another tower, and all of a sudden, WildSoul, the WildSoul factor, 2,800 gold saved up. So that Mock of Brilliance is definitely on its way now, as far as that item is concerned. So the Sword of the High, of course, going to be purchased here shortly, and then followed by the Pattern. At the same time, the Hellborn team, they're all 5 together now. Tempesty's being picked up. Prisoner, don't know what that was about. That was a very awkward initiation. This could cost a life in Pestilence. He tried to follow it up. Oh no, Impel comes out. He's going to fly away. He will be fine at the end, it looks like. Yeah, very sloppy, though. Tempest is up in 18 seconds. Again, he's only level 7, so that's what's kind of a good thing, the fact that he tied right there. He's going to come right back up around. They're going to commit here big time, but actually, Pestilence, he jumped in. He didn't have mana for the Impale. Oh, he completely misjudged that choke shot 2 times. Oh, man, that's frustrating to watch. The first time he tried to follow up his teammate, he almost got picked up. He had to fly away. Second time, he just did not time the mana.
Takes down a Legion tower.
Yeah, he just he jumps into absolute death right there. So mistakes were had that day by Happy 5 friends right there. So we got the Law. They take out that secondary middle tower. They're gonna pick off their ancients and fall back. So again, that's what this game has definitely been a lot of. It's whenever it seems like there maybe be that little window here for our Legion team to open up a little bit and make something happen, all of a sudden it's just completely slammed shut with their fingers inside by the Law, and they're just continuing to keep them out. So the lead even continuing bigger now, 13,000 gold lead, 12,000 experience lead in favor of the Hellborn team. Continuing to look pretty good. Now, you do see, WildSoul, again, nearly 3,000 gold saved up, so he is trying. He is trying his darnest. Farming the top lane up here. With that bear of his. Pebbles actually gets a Blood Chalice eventually. Interesting. He doesn't have that, he didn't go the Ring of Sorcery, the Power Supply, the Bottle, even though he didn't go anything like that, so he decides to go Blood Chalice as his item choice. I don't know if I see that being the best of choice, to be honest. I think a Power Supply would have been great against this Legion team, but going the Blood Chalice. Nonetheless, his farm. Did he buy something recently? He must have. Yeah, what's been delivered? Oh, well, there you go. That answers that. Demonic Breastplate finished in full right there. 5 Pebbles. You got the Abyssal Skull and Scout. They're going to go for Kongor. And I don't know if the Legion team is going to be able to stop this. I don't believe they're going to stop this here. Yeah, this is going to be a free Kongor kill. Probably see the token, I would guess, given to Pebbles, maybe. You can see Torch. No, not in this game, though. Pebbles will probably make more sense.
Goes down.
Yeah. Going to give it to him. WildSoul is finally able to pick up the Sword of the High. He actually gets it delivered right there, so he needs to be careful, though. You see the mini-map. The Law. They're coming to enforce the Law up here on a WildSoul, and if he does not react here shortly, he might be in some trouble. Well, God, he's so slow in that ulti form. He has no boots. Yeah, he is in trouble. Rally chest. Oh, misses the Capella. He needs to TP now. Why is he not TPing?
Activated.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, it took him a little bit of extra time, but he does eventually TP, and he is going to be fine. So, good getaway right there. Coming out by the Hellborn team. So they're getting a little distracted. To answer a question. Anyways, back up here. We got Prisoner 945. Oh, what is he doing? He's kind of just running into them. I almost thought that was an illusion for a second. I don't know. That had to be, something. Mouse broke? I don't know. It's just like, he was literally walking next to Pebbles for a little bit right there. Was Pebbles invis? Did I just miss it? I don't know. That was just awkward. Scout in the meantime, he's continuing to chase Master Arms. Oh, the core proc comes out. He'll save him a little bit longer. Impel actually, it misses one, hits the other. But now joke shot, he's going to be left behind. There's been a lot of that this game, honestly, by Happy Five Friends. A lot of very sloppy initiation. Very the coordination just does not seem to be there. Their communication, don't know what the deal is, but again, they are just not on the ball. So, and, you know, this is the first time I believe we've cast them here on Honcast. Again, they're known as that team to beat Stay Green, and definitely deservedly so in the previous cycle. But yeah, definitely today just isn't their day, clearly, as far as at least game number 1 is concerned.
The Hellboard takes
something
down
just seems
Legion
pretty
Tower.
off. So the Law at the same time, they are playing this very well. You see right there, Prisoner, he's going to initiate. Oh, Pebbles tries to chuck him back in, but misses. Tempest ultimate, dabble it out. And Tempest, he's still level 7. I can't even believe that. Plasma Rave is just like, well, what more can I do? I mean, what more can I do, right? So he's just not, he's had very little to no impact, unfortunately. And with the Tempest pick up, he's basically soaking up a support kind of form and, you know, not really getting anything out of it. So, yeah, it's just, again, as a whole, just not looking good for Happy Five Friends. So, they do continue to hang in there and hope for that amazing MSI comeback to take place. And, well, there's possibly the beginning of it. Mocker Brilliance picked up by Boo Boo. But, you know, unless they fine-tune their communication, honestly, their initiation, I don't think they have much of a chance. Even with Wild Soul finishing that Mocker Brilliance now, it's just they're just making some sloppy decisions. They've given the Laws many kills at this point in terms of just kind of feeding them kills due to just poor execution. So get that, you know, maybe to one of the Swinnamelon's pauses here. Have the captain kind of give that speech and hype his team up, say, you know what, we have a chance. We got to play 100% smart, though. We cannot make those silly mistakes. Maybe. Scout's going to find Prisoner right here. Just going to get his team some information. He will open. Silence comes out. Will they have the follow-up? Pebbles running in there, diving big time for this. Will it pay off in the end? They chuck back in Prisoner. The Prisoner break comes out on 4. The follow-up is just not there. The Wilson dumps it. And Impel comes out from Pestilence, but again, it's just that they're on different pages here. Pestilence initiates the follow, and then no one else joins. They're on the uphill. Now, at least that time around, they did not lose anybody. And Prisoner is going to be remaining dead for another 35 seconds here. So we do see the jump right there onto Master of Arms. That's a quick pick on him. Tempest, those are auto attacks right there. Tempest was dropping into those auto attacks so quickly. You can definitely respect the idea of wanting to persevere, but you know, it's that classic argument, like a classic debate even. When is enough in a game like that? I mean, does it ultimately hurt you moving on to the next game? It seems like, from a lot of the competitors I have talked to, it seems like the consensus is that yes, it can have an effect. You know, if you let that really sink in, you just kind of pound your head against the wall, hoping for that miracle.